With the Samsung Galaxy S4 on the market, a lot of people are going to be asking themselves some interesting questions like, should I sell my Note 2 and get an S4? Or, which should I buy, the Note 2 or the S4? The answer to either of those questions may be more interesting than you think. Hey everybody, I'm Chris Wook. Now there are a lot of factors that might help you decide which is the better phone for you, but first let's take a look at the specs. I'll come right out and say it. The Galaxy S4 wins hands down when it comes to specs. It's not that the Note 2 has low-end or even mid-range specs when it comes to what's around, it's just that the S4 has upgraded hardware all around. It doesn't matter which version of the S4 you get, the Note 2's Exynos processor is slower, and even where the specs do match up, the S4 never gets the short end of the stick. Looking at the S4 and the Note 2 side by side, they look, well, pretty much the same, except one is bigger. Yeah, there are minor differences, mainly size and camera placement, but stack them together and even the button layout is the same. Because the design for both phones is so similar, this all comes down to personal preferences. So with that in mind, I'm calling this one a tie. Taking a look at the display, you have two options, bigger or better. Pick one because you can't have both. The S4 clearly has the sharper display, and the adaptive display feature, like it or not, is nice to have around as an option. On the other hand, there are plenty of people who prefer a larger screen, even if it doesn't have the best resolution available. That said, I've gotta give this one to the S4. Despite the S4 having better specs, I expected this category to be fairly close. I'd already seen the benchmarks compared before, so I wasn't surprised to see the S4 get an average Antutu score of around 24,000 compared to the Note 2's average of around 17,500. That said, I actually thought the Note 2 might win when it came to Epic Citadel because of its lower res screen. Instead, the S4 got an average frame rate of around 58 frames per second to the Note 2's average of around 45. The Galaxy S4 runs Android 4.2.2, while the Galaxy Note 2 runs 4.1.2, at least at the time of this writing. So if you want the newest version of Android right now and don't already own either phone, well, you know what to do. When it comes to other software, it's a close call. The S4 has a lot more features, but whether you'll use them or not is a different question. The Note 2 has the S Pen and related apps, which may or may not be important to you. Because of the sheer number of new features, the S4 gets a slight win in this category, but it is a very close call. While neither phone has a bad camera, I've got to give the nod here to the S4. Not only does it have a higher megapixel count, and I know that's not everything, but it also seems to have better color reproduction, generally more rich images, and a whole lot of extra features to boot, not to mention all those other more gimmicky features that other people may not use, but they're still nice to have if you want to use them. Before I started testing, I honestly figured that this category would be a lock for the Note 2. After all, it's a bigger battery powering less demanding hardware. What I found instead is that the Note 2 and the S4 are surprisingly close when it comes to battery life. I had both devices fully charged when I began testing and benchmarking, and after about 6.5 hours, the Note 2 held the lead, but only barely. Now, at the end of the day, the difference did show a little more, but either of these devices should offer good battery life. That said, the Note 2 does have enough of an edge here to win this round easily. Basically, for a lot of people, the Galaxy S4 is the winner here. If you want a larger display, larger battery, or S Pen functionality, then you should go for the Note 2. Otherwise, go for the S4. Here's the thing. A lot of you might be yelling at your screen right now, and that's fine. Either buy the phone you want or be happy with the one you have. That, my friends, is up to you. If you're hungry for more details, we have a written companion to this video at AndroidAuthority.com. Just hit up the link in the description. Now, we not only have new videos going up all the time, but we also have stuff you may want to see, like our S4 review or our Note 2 review. So if you want to make sure you're caught up in the loop, make sure to subscribe to our channel. I'm Chris Wook for Android Authority, and as always, thank you for watching.